Hey guys, what's up? This is Praise again speaking, and today I'm here with a second tutorial on how to create a GUI using Win32 API framework in C++. So today we're actually going to create a GUI that one can see. This video will be split into two parts. The first would be tangible and the second would also be tangible, but then merge the both together if you can. And so let's begin. So what we have to do here is make some definitions, so if not defined, Unicode, we'd want to define Unicode. Define Unicode. So if Unicode is not defined, then define Unicode. We'll be using this a lot in code because we're going to be using the ASCII. So you get to understand that in a minute. So here we say int win API win main. So I already told you that win API is a calling convention, and win main is like the main of the entire program. And I told you this takes 4 parameters. So I'm just going to name it hinst, and I'll just give this one leave this open because you can actually leave it open, and then lbstr. I'm gonna call this one arg, and here I just say int cmd show. I'm really not good with typing today. So with this done, this is literally the first thing we did in the other tutorial. So we just made a message box come up and stuff like that. So it's quite different here. What we have to do here now is we're going to create the window here. This is the main function of the whole program, and then we'll have a window procedure, which is another function which will be called from this function for the app to actually for the GUI to actually go on. So let's change this right here to debug. I'm using code blocks, by the way, and debug will help me be able to debug my program and stuff like that. But in release, I'm actually releasing the main application and stuff like that, which is stupid because it won't contain anything reasonable. So let's get to the main point. We have to create a window class, and we give an object. So window class is a class already created in the windows.h header file. I'm sorry, I forgot to include that as well. Include windows.h. Okay, so that's pretty much done. So window class is a class already in the windows.h header file. So what we have to do is to call the class from the main and then assign an object to it. And I'll just take this right here. And then what we have to do now is to call members of that class, member functions of that class, using the object. So we do wc dot, and we continue going. So first thing I want to do is to set the cursor of the whole program. So wc dot set cursor will be load cursor. So you're loading the cursor, and the h instance will be null right here. And then here we say idc underscore arrow. That's done. And then we go on to the next object, member function of class, which will be the background color of the whole thing. So hbr background. That's it right there. So we can actually just say load color and stuff like that. We can actually just say hbrush right here, hbrush, and color, hold on, color, 3D decay, shadow, and stuff like that. This would be interesting and also easy to use, but I don't like using that. I like to set the colors myself, so I do create solid brush, and then the color ref RGB, and you can add in any color of your choice. I just like this gray light color, 64. And the next thing we need to do is to create the h instance. The instance of the window is this one you see right here. So h instance is equal to h inst, and close that up. And then the next thing we need to do is to create a class name. So the class name would be lpsd class name equals name. So what I'll do here is I'll go define name. So I'll do that up here. So just like you say string this, string that in regular C++, you can use the wild character here, and then you define name. And it's an array of characters. So here name would be names. So this is just the name you're going to use to access your main window. It's the class name, it doesn't change, that's why I put as a constant right here. Now notice this L prefix, that's why we included this whole code right here. So you could use this L prefix instead of going with a regular opening quotation marks and stuff like that. You have to use this L prefix. It's used in the modern Win32 API. It's easier to use. So next thing we need to do right now is wc.lpfn winproc. Now this is the window procedure, and we need to declare the window procedure before we can use it in here. So let's go up here and we'll declare the window procedure. Now we use result. It's an integer value, something like that, and then you say callback. Now this is a calling convention that will be used to access the name for the window procedure. So result callback, then you put in the window procedure. So I'm just going to call this one window procedure, and then the window procedure is going to take 4 arguments of hwin, unsigned integer, w parameter, and l parameter. I just love calling them parameter, I don't really know the real name. So hwin, unsigned integer, l parameter, and w parameter. This is the declaration, so we're just going to leave it that way. So next thing we need to do is to copy this whole name right here and paste it right here as the window procedure. So it knows that this is the window procedure, so whatever is going to be in the window is going to be taken from the window procedure, and that's what we need to do now. We need to create the window, but before we create the window, we register the class, and this is very important. We're registering the class, and the class object is passed by reference. So register class WC, because the object of the class is the window class is WC, and that's what we'll be using all the way. So you need to register that WC, and you have to pass it by reference. So when this is done, you can create window X. Now I use this one because then it can show the entire thing right here. So create window X, the D word, it can be any additional styles you want in your window, and that's pretty much easier to handle. You can just set that to 0 because we don't want any additional styles. Now this lpcwstr right here is asking you for the class name. The class name is very important, so we're going to fill in here name, and then this will be the name of your window. So let's call this one second tutorial. Call this one second tutorial, and next thing we need to set the styles of our window. So we use the ws underscore overlapped window. Now ws means window style, overlapped window means it will have these 3 buttons right here completely. So next thing we need to do is binary or ws underscore visible. So we want to make it visible. That's what we want to do. We want to make it visible. So we want to make it visible, and the next thing we'll do is add a comma, and then we have to take the integer. So the first integers are the x and y position on the screen. So the x is this point and the y is this point as well at 0 0. So that's what we'll set it 0 0 0 0. So this the screen of the entire thing will start from here. So next thing we need to do is to set the width and length, the width and height of our window. So we want the window to come out in a little square shape, or rather let's just make it a rectangle shape. So let's say 300 for the width and 400 for the height. That should do. And the window handler is literally nothing, so null. H menu null. H instance is H inst, because the H instance is already set to H inst for this whole thing right here. So H instance is H inst. And LP void, that's a pointer, so null. We are not going to use that here. So when that is null, everything here is set, and that is it. You've actually created a window. Now all you need to do is to keep this window open. So to keep this window open, we declare a message. Now message, I'm just going to call it MSG again. Now this message is the window. For the window to be open, it has to send messages to the window procedure, so you can actually do anything in the window procedure. It needs to keep translating messages to binary and dispatching the messages to the window procedure. Now that's what we're going to handle here, and in the next video we'll see how we'll use the the window procedure to actually open up other things in the window, to make the window display, and also to make the window close and stuff like that. So what we need to do now is to make the window keep open. So we need to create a while loop. So while something is happening, keep the window open. While this is happening, keep the window open. So while it keeps getting messages, we keep the window open. Now what is it getting messages from? It's getting messages from this message right here, which is already linked to this entire window. So it's getting messages from this message right here, and as you can see, it's a long pointer to message. So, and this is message, and it's a long pointer to it. So we have to pass by reference like that, MSG, because the variable we gave our message was MSG. If this was our MS, then right here we'll change it to MAS. Okay. So next thing we have is the window handler. So that is null. Unsigned integer 0 0. So while it keeps getting these messages, like I said, we want to translate the messages coming from MAS, and also want to dispatch these messages to the window procedures. Dispatch message from MAS to the window procedures. And now what this will do is to keep the window open at all times. So while it keeps receiving messages from the window procedure, it keeps going into the procedure, and it keeps keeping the window open until this red button right here is clicked, and I'll show you how to handle that in the next video. So thank you for watching. Stick around and you could learn a lot from Win32 API. It'll be a boost if you've not started handling other APIs. It'll be a boost for you in C++ and handling C++ framework. So see you next time. Goodbye for now.